Good morning, Clash of Clans. Tyebar here from War and Glory. In this week's episode, I got a treat. We'll be going over some highlights from a range war with North members. Here's the twist. Every attack I'll be showing is an air attack. Yes, you heard right, all air. As you can see, we took the war by 5 stars. All the attacks were used. Attack totals are identical. Came down to 3-starring all their 10s but 1, and the 11s obviously. Honestly, we got ahead of them by clearing the 9s early, which allowed us to scout all their 10s and 11s. So let's jump into some highlights. First up, Scotty taking on their number 2. Normally don't show 2-star attacks, but this was just a really incredible, unique way of tanking on a high percentage 11 base. So we've been noticing a lot of these bases, like all the ATs obviously are surrounded on the outer border. And now obviously with Queen Walk and Valks being so prevalent, it leaves these ATs, relatively vulnerable to be taken down, thus opening up a large percentage of structures that can be taken down with minions after they're gone. So you can see here the Expos are down, and he just is hasting loons into these ATs. So one by one they all go down, and then drops minions in behind them. One of the things you got to note with this kind of stuff is you also got to pay attention to that 150 mark for the EA, make sure it's not going to be activated. But the crazy part about this, like, he's even going in on angles where there's ADs defending the ATs, and still is getting, the AT plus sometimes. Like on that 5 o'clock compartment, he took out the AT, Tesla, and mortar. It's crazy. So if you don't have to worry about, don't think about it as, dropping 2-3 loons to just take out the AT. If you think you can get another structure or a defense or two by dropping, more loons, by golly, get on it. It just opens up more of that at the base, and it also adds to your percentage totals. So you'll be wrapping this up here. This will be the last 2 ADs. AT's going down. EA's been activated, and we'll see the kill squad here start to come in at 2 o'clock. There's really nothing left to do now other than just wipe out the town hall. He's at 36%. EA is going to lock on to a minion here, and once that happens, he's going to drop his kill squad, which is ingenious, so that they don't get targeted with the first round. Giants come out, and Valks, about 10 Valks coming in with them. Jasmine's doing her thing on the outside. Here's the Cinnamons coming through, wiping out the whole chunk there. CC doesn't matter. Everything's going to be dead. Town Hall's going to be dead before the CC even gets to him. Still has probably half his Valks in the BK going into 3 o'clock compartment for even more percentage. Jasmine's doing her silly thing on the outside, just hitting structures, getting more stuff. Didn't want to follow all her friends into the core. But yeah, just crazy good stuff. We'll be seeing a lot more of these attacks, I think. Great job, Scotty. So up next we got Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy taking on their number 7 with a Queen Walk govaho. This really is the go-to attack right now for taking out 10s, whether you're 10 or 11 dipping. And while he's going through this, I'll kind of go over the strategy with you guys. The idea here is to have the queen go in on an angle to take out an AD and roll through that whole side of the base. Then the middle section will have your BK and Cinnamons roll through the middle, and then the back side will have the hogs. So you can kind of picture it as like 3 columns rolling through the base. The key here on this base obviously is to get the Jasmine into that outer compartment so that she can reach the AD. So he's going to wall break here. There it is at 5 o'clock, and that's going to give her enough range to reach that. One key note here is you can see he's coming in from 5. There's really only 2 ways to do this base. It would be 5 or 10 o'clock for the Jasmine walk. The Infernos reach any other compartment for that, and you can see at 10 o'clock there's just too many walls to go through. So that's why he chose 5. So Jasmine's doing her thing. She just dropped the AD. You can see there Cinnamon was used at 9 for a funnel on the army camp, and here come the whole swarm of them. Now you can see it's very interesting, and this is a very important thing to note. He's not using a jump spell to get in there. He's dropping a rage. The reason being is you're going to be raging the Inferno anyway. Vault will completely melt walls. So he jumps the core and uses the Cinnamons just to under rage to wipe out the walls and the Inferno. Oh man, that's a perfect freeze. So the ITs go down, and you don't have to jump into the ITs. Hogs go in. You can pay a note here. He dropped 2 loons at 9, which is crazy smart because there's likely a spring trap between the mortar and cannon, and the 2 loons just obviously bypass it and take out the 2 defenses for him. So the hogs are working their way around, taking out what's left of the structures. Cinnamons are still up at 2. Healers are on them, and after this, it's just going to be pretty much cleanup. You got 3 point defenses left. A couple cinnamons around the corners cleaning up trash, but that is a textbook example of how to do this attack right there. Excellent work, Tommy. Very good job. So, up next, let's see who we got. It is XB on their number 8. And check this out. Look at this army composition. He is sitting with a Penta lalo as an 11 taking out a Town Hall 10. Yes, folks, this is a viable strat now. He goes in with his heroes straight at the Inferno. So the BK is clearing all trash in front, Bluer's a CC, and Jasmine is already got locked on by the Inferno. CC troops are getting close to her, and she's really going to be in some pain here. She got both of them coming there with the Inferno locked on, and she goes down. But she did her job. She got the air defense down. So the Laloon portion starts coming in from 11, working clockwise, and double haste, rage, a hound pops, still's got another hound in the CC, and check this out, a freeze right on top of the Inferno, wizard tower, air defense, huge value there. And it's really important to note, like, everything right now is just so anti-ground that these expos are down. The people are not paying attention to where wizard towers are overlapping ADs, Teslas are overlapping ADs. I mean, he's still got 3 hounds alive. It's crazy. And there's really no threat on the board. The wizard tower and a couple ATs are left, but it really doesn't matter at this point. And just think of this. This is pre-patch. If this goes poach-patch with level 4 hounds and level 7 loons, it's going to be bonkers. I cannot believe how strong this turned out to be. But the crazy part about this, you can see the queen starting to die now. The queen was alive the entire time the whole pack of loons and hounds were going through. She was just locked onto the hounds the whole time. And really didn't do anything but help the raid by popping the hounds. And we're seeing a lot of this. We would even see poisons now for the backside of these pentas. But great job, XP. This is a very sick attack. Can't wait to see what this is like after the patch. So up next we got Kiefer taking down their number 9, and this was a creative way of doing an old school type of attack. It's a go lalo, but he uses split heroes. So what he does to start off is makes like a mini funnel down here with a couple giants and wizards, and then wall breaks into that 6 o'clock compartment. Drops the BK, and that's the idea. The whole point is to get that BK up and take out that air defense at 6. Golem comes in at 8. Jasmine's dropped. She's doing her thing. But the thing is, she's not going to follow the BK. She's intentionally going to be moved into that compartment there where the golem just slid in to take out the enemy queen. So the BK drops the other BK, takes out the AD, job's done. Crazy CC comes out, a whole bunch of goblins and vaults and wizards and all crazy stuff. Ends up zap quaking the air defense, which is even more ingenious. He realized he couldn't get 2, so he just zapped the other. He's got a couple of vaults to deal with that survived the compartment down there, and has to use his ability way early. Drops a key poison here. Look at the health. Alright. 1, 2... and she lives. Look at the sliver. There's like not even anything left there. That's nuts, but she did her job. Enemy AQ's down. Jasmine is a hero on this one. Laloon portion comes in, goes head on into a sweeper, so has to use a rage to push him into it. Pretty routine stuff. He's doing 2 to 3 drops on most of these. Heavy sets the front side just to make sure he's getting to that AD a little faster, and they'll be dealing with an expo on the way through. Last town finally comes out. You can see once again, I mean, it's the same old thing. The wizard towers are in range of the ADs, Teslas are in range of the ADs. all it is they're hitting the hounds the whole time, which is helping the raid. Loons aren't really getting hit. You see a couple on the backside from that Tesla, but that's it. After that, the sweeper's locked onto a lone loon at the bottom. And he's still got another couple troops in the bag for cleanup, and a hound still up. So that hound should get locked on here once it travels across the map over in that Wizard Tower AT section, and pop again. So really wicked way of approaching it. It's pretty key to know like how to handle certain things. Like, you know, everybody's kind of preset into the whole, you know, shattered go lalo or queen walk go lalo or whatever it may be, and these zap quakes have turned out to be very, very vital in Town Hall 9 success. So great job, Kiefer. Up next, we have Sergeant Mac going against their number 18, and look at this, a Penta laloon. Another one. They do exist, and they are powerful. We've been really having a lot of success with these lately, and it's more to just, you know, just dropping hounds and loons. There's a finesse to it and how to work the base and knowing which bases are vulnerable to them. In this scenario, what you want to do is you never obviously want to go with the AQ. You want to save the AQ for last. So he works his loons from 12 clockwise and really takes his time. And that's the key part behind this, is making sure you're not dropping loons too early, making sure your hounds are tanking. You can see there the hound was dropped and then immediately had a triple drop of hasted loons behind it to take out that Tesla farm. Yeah, I mean, you can see everything's still hitting hounds. Nothing is hitting loons. He's still got 2 loons in the bag, plus his heroes. And that's where the heroes come into effect when you reach these mini AQ compartments. So drops a couple more minions on the outside for cleanup. And here come the champs. Champs start eating up a lot and tanking for the loons that are coming in. And he drops a poison smack dab on the enemy queen, slows her down, and that's it. It's over after that. They get nuked. The pups will clean up anything left on the queen if she's still alive. Yeah, she's got a little bit of health there. The poison's slowing her down to where she's pretty much not effective anymore. Yeah, it's just cleanup. So another thing to note is very, very strong strat against, you can see here there's a golem in the CC. Any kind of loon, golem, CC troops, this is ideal for. So great job, Sergeant. Up next, I think, this is the MVP tack of the war. Like, I saw this and I'm like, this is just wicked. Crazy taking on their number 28. Troll tested down there. It's a cleanup attack, and comes in with dragons at 11:30. Okay, uses minions to funnel in that army camp, which is perfect. And he's got 2 more in the bag there, which are now dropped. So it's a perfect funnel. They're going to come in. The queen's going to lock on. They get raged, and queen's dead. That is textbook dragon AQ slaughtering. So very good job there, Crazy. Now the fun part. So he gets into his laloon portion, and the champs get dropped at 1. They're going to support the dragons and clear out that 12 to 3 section. And laloon's working counterclockwise from 9. And he's going to go straight into a sweeper, which is crazy. Ends up obviously having to use a haste to push them into that AD. And both these hounds are already getting pretty low. One hound pops, the other one's like at a sliver of health, but has enough to go through because that dragon timed that sweeper the exact perfect time. Rages into the lower AD, and champs are still going strong at 3. They're wiping out. There goes the other AD that was walkable. That wasn't too good of an idea there. And it's over now. Just look at all the troops left. There's like, gotta be like 8 loons, a hound that's unpopped, 2 dragons, champs still up, and like, I don't know, 30 pups. Completely massacred. So awesome, crazy, really cool. So once again, great job, War and Glory. It's really incredible to see so many attacks where we're just thinking so far outside the box. Northern members, you had some really great bases and attacks that really challenged a lot of our folks. Thanks for making this happen. That wraps up our highlights, but don't leave just yet. We have the blooper reel coming up next.